Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel on Hireable Coder, and this video is about how to read and write files in Java and JavaScript. Now again, this is actually a very basic coding challenge, and hence it is basically meant for everybody who is starting to code, maybe in your schools or in colleges. And if you are a more experienced coder but still viewing this video, please go ahead and share your thoughts so that I can actually improve. Now with that said, let us come back to the topic, which is reading and writing files. So in this program we will explore simple methods to read files. One would be to read the entire file in one go, the entire content of the file in one go, and the other would be to read file line by line. And as you can probably imagine, that reading the entire file in one go definitely looks nice, but it only works for smaller files. If it's a huge file, never ever attempt to read the entire content of the file in one go, because that would crash your program. So normally for larger files, we always try to read chunks of file or line by line. So let us see how the code in JavaScript and Java look like when we are trying to read file. So on the left hand side, you can see that this is the Java code which reads the file, and as you can see, there are three methods that I created. The first one is read file in one go, which reads the entire content of the file in one go, as the name suggests. The second one reads the file line by line, and hence you can see that there is a while loop which is there, and the while loop keeps on running till there are lines in the file. So it reads line by line of the file. And the third method writes the entire content of the file writes the entire content of that string to a file. So three very simple programs, and again, this is a very basic program but really very useful, because in our programming world we are often required to actually write programs which read the content of the file and then maybe parse the file and do some further processing and then write back something back to that file. So reading and writing file are like almost everyday activities of any programmer. Okay, so let's see the JavaScript code. Again, the JavaScript code also looks similar. I have also kept three different methods: read file in one go, write file in one go, and read file line by line. And as expected, the read file in one go would be faster for smaller files, but read file line by line is something which we should adhere to when we are reading a huge file. In JavaScript code, you will see that it is slightly different when we are reading the file line by line, which I'm going to explain further when I'm demoing that. Okay, so let's now take a look at the demo when I run the program to read write file. So this is the this was the JavaScript program. This is the Java program which we are using to read and write file, and this is the code where we are actually reading the file. See, there is a basic validation that if the file does not exist, then I'm returning, preventing the program to crash while trying to read a non-existent file. And then if the file exists, then I'm reading the entire content of the file in one go. And then read file line by line, which is the preferred way of reading file. And there is a concept of buffered reader. So buffered reader buffers the content of the file, and there is a while loop. So the file is read line by line, and the while loop will continue to run till there are lines in the file. And finally the reader is closed, and write to file is something which writes to the file straight away. So let me compile and run the program. And so I will comment this to prevent any confusion. So it will read the file in one go. So if so file name is not provided. This is a validation which is here, the file name not provided. Then maybe I give some junk.txt. the file name is provided, but the file does not exist. So file name is provided jang.txt, but that's a non-existent file. So this is the second validation here. Like this, we have to actually do all kinds of validation in a real world program. And as I explained already in another video, that any inputs that you provide to a Java program from the command line are captured in a string array. And so all inputs after the name of the program, after the name of the class, are captured in that string array. And since I'm giving only the name of the file, so that is why I'm expecting that the string array length will be 1 and the first element will not be blank. So in case the string array length is 0 or the first element is blank, I'm saying file name not provided. And if it is not blank, which means the file name is provided, but I'm checking for whether the file exists or not. If it's a non-existent file, then I'm declaring that the file does not exist. Now I will give the name of file which actually exists, and then it will read the content of the file. Similarly, we can do the same thing here using this read file in line by line. First I have to compile the program and then only I can run it. So it has also read the files line by line. And finally, writing the file is something where it can actually write to the file. So yeah, so then I will have to uncomment this function call and recompile it and then rerun it. I hope you understand that. Let's go and see the JavaScript program. Structurally, again, very same. I have written 3 different methods: read file in one go, write file in one go, and read file line by line. So let us comment those 2 and let us run the JavaScript program. So that's the content of the file, and if I try to read line by line, then also I get the same content. Okay? So you could see that the JavaScript and the Java program again are very similar in their overall structure or skeleton. Of course, the syntax differ, and in the JavaScript program you will see that I have actually used 2 node packages. One is the FS. The FS is the file system package which I use to read the file in one go, and the read line package is the other package which I use to read the file line by line. And here it is a little bit different. Like when the file is read line by line, for every single line it encounters, it actually invokes this callback wherein this line is printed. So this is how file is read line by line in JavaScript. You do not need to remember every part of the code. So what I would suggest is, again, just copy the code and try to run it, and then tweak around and see if you can change the name of the file and if you can read alternate lines of the file like that. So that would be interesting for you. Okay, so thank you for your patient listening, and I hope the session was useful, because reading and writing to files is one of the most common activities that a programmer needs to accomplish. And we have actually seen simple ways of reading file in one go and reading file line by line. So for very big file, there are also advanced technique which I will discuss in other videos, because this was only the basic technique to read write files. Please do not worry about remembering the syntax. Try to understand the overall structure of the program, the main packages which have been used to read or write files. And to start with, please copy the code and compile and try to run it. For JavaScript, you can directly run it, and once the program starts running, then you can just tweak around and see how it works. And please refer to my blog post from where you can actually copy the code if you want. And if you are still struggling to set up Java and JavaScript in your laptop, please refer to my other video where I have detailed how to set up VS Code and Java and JavaScript in your laptop. And last but not the least, If you like my channel, if you liked this video, if you found it to be useful, please go ahead and subscribe and like this video, because that would motivate me. Thank you very much.